Hey everybody, welcome back. I recently did a unboxing video of the Nokia Lumia 925, and since then I've had a few requests to have a look at some of the apps that have come with the Nokia Lumia, as this comes with the Amber update. So there are a few things that's been introduced which should be coming out to other Lumia phones very shortly. So what I'll do is I'll just take you through a couple of those and a few of the things on the phone, and just talk about very briefly some of the things I like and don't like about this phone. I've been using it about a couple of weeks now. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, one of the things that's been introduced is the double tap to wake the phone up. You've still got a slide to unlock, and I've just taken my PIN code off of this. So one of the questions I was recently asked is data sense. Now essentially what this does is allows you to set your data limits per month, and then it keeps track, so it will let you know how much data you're using, and then warn you as you start to reach your limit, and then it can actually restrict background data usage. It's a very simple app. You go into the settings, you can set your limit, so you set it whether you want prepaid, monthly, unlimited. Mine's obviously monthly. You tell it what dates, basically your billing cycle. So you tell it what date of the month your account resets, how much your data limit is per month, and units, and that's really it. And then it will just let you know how much data you're using, and you can actually restrict. There's an option there to restrict the background data. So as you reach, as you're reaching your limit, you can start turning off other apps that generally use data. So it basically just stops you going over your limit. And really, that's it. And again, this was something that I was asked if I could show this. To be honest, I'm not that impressed with it really. There's nothing much to it. Headphones aren't plugged in, so there's no antenna. And essentially, you just scroll left, right, find the station you want to. You can, there's a star with a little plus, you can add it to your favourites. That's it. One feature I have to say I do like is the smart cam, and essentially what this does is takes 10 photos relatively quickly, and then allows you to apply a number of effects. One of them, there's motion blur. You can choose your best shot, so if somebody blinks while you're taking a photo, you can then scroll backwards and forwards through the photos that were taken and find obviously a better shot. And so that's quite clever, is basically you can remove an object or moving object, and essentially what that does is if you're taking a photo and somebody starts to blunder into your shot, you can then go and remove them. Now the only limitation I have found is that it only removes one object. Now I was in town, so I've taken a photo, and you can probably just see in the centre there, obviously people are walking through. Now zoom in a look. Now the best shot, obviously there's you're not going to see a great deal in this, but if we look at the best shot, and essentially what it does is you can scroll backwards and forwards, and you'll probably see on these as I scroll they are walking away from me, and that just allows you to pick a best shot. You've got the action shot, so in this one what it allows you to do, you've got you can see these points down here, and that basically allows you to add or remove the people from you can see the actions as they're walking down. So if I take them all out, you basically got the first one they're in, and as I add them, you can sort of see, it gives like the action as they're walking, sort of away, or if you get somebody jumping, you can sort of see the whole sort of cycle of them jumping. it's quite, I think it's a bit more of a gimmicky thing than anything else. But I'm sure some people like that. You've got motion focus, and essentially what this does is focuses on certain objects, and the background is then blurred. What you can do is, if you press and hold and swipe left and right, you can choose where you want the people or the objects in there, and essentially everything else is blurred behind them. Changing faces, obviously no faces in this one that you can really see. And the other one is the remove moving object. And I say the only downside I found with this, it only removes one object, and I'm assuming that it works out what the main object moving in your photo is, and it allows you to move it. So at the moment, obviously those people have disappeared. If I touch the screen, plus comes up, and that puts them back in. If I minus, it removes them. And then you can then save that picture. So if you're like I said earlier, if you're taking a photo and somebody just wanders into your shot, potentially you could have one with them not there, and it will allow you to remove them, which I think that's quite a handy feature. I quite like that feature. Unfortunately, seems to be a few more things I don't like about this phone than I do like, and I'm I have to say a little bit disappointed. I found the screen very, very touch sensitive in certain areas, to the point where it's actually selecting without actually me touching the actual screen. I don't know if this is just a problem with the touch screen or not. And I have to say, I think the Windows Phone OS, it's not overly intuitive, to be honest with you. Music, it always seems there's a few things I've got to go into to get to where I need to be, or where I would like to be. WhatsApp, again, that's very popular sort of application now, and again I don't I think it's again more of a Windows 8 or Windows Phone 8 problem. It seems quite buggy. Only last night somebody was texting me, and it was good 40 minutes before those actually came through, which was a little bit annoying. And again, sometimes they'll come through and they'll not appear on my screen, or I don't hear any notification. Then 10 minutes later it comes, I then get the notification, but they've been sat there. And what I have found is within the music, you get this paused section, and for some reason that takes me into WhatsApp. So there we go, and it loads WhatsApp. Don't know why that is, and again I think that's a bug. Overall, hardware wise, I think the phone's very nice. It's got a very nice screen. It is very responsive. The phone feels nice. I just think Windows Phone 8 still has a little way to go. It's competing with with Android, with the Apple iOS. It's not quite there. So I'm a little disappointed with that. Overall, the phone hardware, it's very good. It's very smooth. It's quick. It doesn't run too hot like the Nexus 7, Nexus 4, which I had previous to this. So that's quite nice. I've done a few photos, a little bit of video. Very impressed with the camera on this. So overall, it's not a bad phone. A little bit disappointed with the actual Windows Phone 8 operating system. Anyway, if you have any more questions, or if you'd like to know a little bit more about this, or any of the other apps, please sort of post some comments below. Much appreciated if you would thumbs up for me, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.